What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back again with another post-match fan show. Spurs have beaten Brighton 2-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to keep their top four chances alive. I am joined by Marlon to discuss, to speak to you fans. It's your chance to have your say, but he was joining me on the watch along today. Marlon, look, it wasn't easy, was it, today? we definitely didn't make it easy for ourselves. It was a game where we could have easily not won. We definitely rode our luck, but you have to say, when the moments of quality were needed, we did provide them.
No, and that's been pretty much our thing. Most of the games we've won this season, it's probably been mostly what has happened. Once we need that quality, we'll get it. We've got the quality.
That's true.
And that's going to be, that's why I wasn't surprised by today. I get that everyone was a bit worried, but we've just got, when we need quality at the right time, we do seem to have it. Not in every game. There's been quite a few games where you go, oh, crap in Spurs. But even against Everton on Monday, the exact same thing. We got the penalty, we got the bit that we needed, and then all of a sudden, Spurs turn into Spurs. But no, it was a tough watch. It was never going to be an easy watch today, but we have been massively helped by VAR.
100%. And if look, we definitely rode our luck today. We can't expect VAR to dig us out of the hole that we made ourselves a couple times today, and we definitely got lucky. We definitely got lucky today, but if we are going to get top four this season, if we are somehow going to get over the line there, then it's going to be the moments of quality that Son and Kane provided. That's how we're going to do it. But it is now our members' chance to have their say on the game today, and we have people waiting in the back end, and we'll start with Ross. Ross, how are we doing, my friend? You okay?
Doing good. Yeah, I'm all right. Had to settle down after squeaky bum time there as usual, but
definitely, yeah.
But no, great.
Can take it.
Yeah, great. Hey, subs are not just sandwiches. Isn't it great when
you can actually use them?
I know, right? I mean, what was that? I couldn't believe that. And what happened? It made all the difference in the world. Danjuma comes on, makes that run, pulls everybody down away from Kane, and of course, we all know what happens with Harry Kane, the ball in the box or near the box. With that much time, it's in the back of the net. So, it was kind of much of the same, kind of shaky, guys falling down, guys missing passes, things like that. But, Sonny with that goal, wow. I mean, that's one of those. I knew he had it. Once I saw him get clear like that, I'm like, he's gonna bang it. He's gonna bang it.
Before we get into maybe the narratives of the game, let's talk about Sonny. 100 Premier League goals he scored today. We didn't score 100 today, but he scored his 100th today. That would have been quite the achievement to get 100 in one game. But that position he finds himself in on that, cutting in from the right-hand side, 25 yards out. Do you reckon, from that position, he's probably the most deadly player in the Premier League?
Without a doubt. I mean, he's done it time and time again. Like that one against Arsenal he had. A couple years ago now. He's just so great at that. He doesn't need any space at all. Give him a little bit of space and he can do that. And I mean, that's just so great. He's our Korean king, man.
Yeah, but Ross, I want to hear from you when it comes to the performance today. Was this a performance, despite a win against a very good Brighton team, no doubt about it, they're clearly a good team. Was it a performance to convince you that we're really seriously in this top four race, or do you think it was more about the luck that we rode today?
I think it's a little of both. I mean, we definitely had some luck there. I mean, there, no lie about that. There's, 2 goals that they could have had that ended up getting chalked off. But I think it's also that we are still in it. I mean, think about it. As badly as we've played, or as badly as it seems we played, I mean, we're right there. What are we, 3 points off fourth now? I mean, with everything.
They both have games in hand, but we have Bournemouth next week, and then our next 2 games after that are Newcastle away and Man United at home.
That's
so it's all to play for.
Tough. Oh, yeah, that's going to be tough. Those are going to be real tough. We wanted to get as many points as we could going into that. But, no, I think it's some of both. Some of it's luck, and I think a lot of it is, we do have the quality. And, we saw what substitutions can do when you actually do it.
Do you think that, you mentioned the substitutions there. Do you feel like if it was done a bit earlier, we wouldn't have been in such a squeaky bum time that we was in?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it changes the game, and a guy like Stellini, I mean, should know that. I mean, that's what you do. That's why you have them. I mean, Brighton brought on two guys before we even brought on one,
Yeah.
and it's everything. And what happened? I mean, minutes after, my man, the Dutch Mamba, pulls it, do, does it, and he clears that space, and Kane gets the goal. I mean, it means everything.
Absolutely. What kind of impressed you about Tottenham today? Then with all the luck that we did ride with, as you say, the goal that was for me the handball, the first one from Matoma, not a handball. They should have had a penalty as well. But what did impress you about the performance and maybe got us the win today?
We didn't quit. We kept going. I mean, didn't let it get us down. I mean, how many times have we seen that? They get an equalizer, the guys hang their heads, guys stop, lose their focus, let the ball go here, let the ball go there. I mean, some of that still got on, but they kept their heads about them. They kept fighting, and that was the great thing that they were doing last year. It did. Used to they got the other team got a goal, didn't matter. We'd go and get another one, but they kept it together, and that's what you have to do. I mean, these are the kind of games you got to win. You got to gut these ones out.
Do you think that do you think after saying that they had a bit more guts about it, are you seeing a promising signs going forward?
I think a little bit. I think I saw a report that may not be right or wrong that Mason's going to be the guy for Bournemouth, but that's right, because isn't Stellini? Can he not play?
Stellini got sent
Coach?
off, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that like same as a player? He's got to miss a game or two.
I guess so, yeah. But it was a bit of a weird one because he didn't get sent off for anything he did. He got sent off for failure to control the bench, which is a very odd reason.
Failure to control Mason.
Yeah, there you
strange.
go. I didn't agree with that, but I mean, no disrespect to Stellini, but I'd like to see Mason finish the year out. I mean, he just right away comes in, gets those subs in the game, changes the game. And I think he just seems to have a better grasp of what's going on and more willingness to make those changes and do something and not just sit on it. Again, no disrespect to Stellini, he's a great guy. He helped us win a couple of games. I think Chelsea and City, and that. But I think Mason should get it for the rest of the season.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. Stellini, I did feel, to be fair to him, apart from leaving the subs late, he did kind of make a few tactical tweaks today. Kulusevski definitely seemed to be playing a lot more central, maybe more than as a midfielder a lot of the time, especially off the ball, and then kind of went out wide on the ball. So maybe he is starting to adjust the system a bit, especially against a team like Brighton. Did you see any differences today to maybe last couple games?
Yeah. As I said, the effort seemed a lot better, a little more consistent. Not getting down on themselves. That was really important. That was something we really hadn't seen, the past couple of games. And yeah, he is making some changes. It's like I said, it's just a really strange time right now. With everything, not just Conte, but the Paratici situation and everything. So, but it's nice to see these guys go out there and get a big win that we need.
Definitely.
And Perisic has probably been getting a lot of criticism in the last few games. How do you think he got on today?
I don't think he did that great. I mean, I'm not going to say he was awful, but he was a little shaky. Skying the ball again. We got our replacement for Sissoko with that. The moon shots. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say he was awful. But he's just kind of been that way this year. He's kind of there, just kind of not really making the impact. Like if you look at Porro, comes right in and immediately has made an impact on that right side.
Who do you think was your man of the match then today?
I could say Kane, but also Danjuma. I mean, he comes on and it happens. I mean that run was great. I mean, how many times have we seen where guys don't make that run down to the box and pull those defenders away? I mean, that's being smart. That's what you have to do when you're up top like that. Pull those guys away, open up your strikers for the goal.
And lastly, are we going to get top four, Ross?
I'm an optimistic guy. I'm going to say we do. I'm going to say we're going to pull it together and we're going to get it. I mean, that Newcastle,
they're on fire at the moment. I think they got their fifth win in a row today.
Oh God, yeah. I'm not looking forward to going to St. James at all. And then you got United, and then go to Liverpool, which has always been a bad thing for us. That's going to be it right there. How do we do in those three games? That's going to tell us whether we get top four or not, I think.
Definitely right. Ross, lovely to see you, my friend. Cheers for calling in, and we'll speak to you very soon.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.
When you Spurs.
Big up to Ross. A lot of praise for Danjuma there. We have Ariane in the car. I think he's just going somewhere or coming from somewhere. Big up to you, Ariane. How you doing, mate? Is he on mute?
Sports bar.
It's our fault. It's our fault. It's our fault.
No,
It's our
no,
fault.
our fault.
Look, we got there in the end today, Ariane, didn't we? Just about.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not gonna lie. I was so positive we were gonna win today, and I feel like it wasn't just me. I feel like there was a lot of us that kind of knew that one way or another we were squeezing out a result. I really felt confident. I felt confident. I said in multiple group chats we were gonna win 4-1. I said 4-1. On my life, I said 4-1. And at the end of the day, and then I watched this play. I don't know what it was. But I just had a feeling today. And look, the performance really was not amazing. I don't think I need to be saying that. And we were definitely not easy on the eye. But I think we were not really that bad. And I think on the contrary, Brighton were incredibly easy on the eye. They were not that dangerous. They were getting in and around the box. It was like they were getting things up, but it was really tight angles and just kind of half chances. But there weren't that many clear-cut chances, and VAR kind of did help us really only in the penalty, because I think the handball calls were pretty, spot on.
You thought the one in the first half was? You thought the one in the first half was correct?
Oh yeah, that was a handball any day of the week. His arm was out here.
What?
His arm was out here. The thing is, I get the whole sleeve line argument thing where it's like, oh, well, like this part of the arm is fine, but that's only if it's here. His arm was out here, and it hit here. That's a handball.
No, it's not. It's anywhere. It's the sleeve part argument is if it hits below the sleeve, it's handball. Above the sleeve, it's not handball. Isn't that the rule?
The rule, I'm pretty sure, was that if it's a natural position and it's hitting the sleeve, then that's not a handball. But if it's like over here and you're hitting here, look, I don't think anyone even knows the rules. The way I've always interpreted them is if your arm is not extended and it hits you above the sleeve line, that's not a handball. But anyways, VAR gave it for us, which is a rare occurrence nowadays, but we'll take it in a game like this.
And what you say, so the penalty you say they got wrong.
The penalty is one that I wouldn't have begrudged them if they gave it, and it's because it's been given before. I think it's one of those where I would wish that they were consistently not given, but the truth is that they do consistently get given most of the time. And if it happened to us, I'd be screaming and crying for a penalty. But I'll take it. You know what I mean? It's one of those that can go either way.
So in your opinion, it was more Spurs being good than the luck from VAR than got us the win today?
I think honestly it was a bit of both. But we weren't as good for most of the game, but when we were good, we were better. So, we were more dangerous when we were dangerous than them. They were just more consistently less dangerous. Because we got into the box a couple of times, and it was just like Kane had that one where he uncharacteristically skied it. Perisic skied one. Kulusevski curled that one past. And then obviously Kane did end up scoring, and Son scored a worldie. But we had some actual better chances. Really, Brighton had... not much. They only scored off that set piece, which was horribly defended. But like at the end of the day, it's a set piece. You know, it's not open play and set piece are completely different things. And
I know, but the set piece they scored from, they did exactly the same routine, literally like 5 minutes before that. Yeah,
no, it's poor, but it wasn't like. But my point is like they weren't in open play. They didn't really pick us apart. Really, that's kind of what my point is. They weren't really able to make any clear-cut breakthroughs. They had players like Mitoma, who've been on fire all season. Really wasn't that impressive today. Romero had him completely on lockdown. Ferguson came on, wasn't completely invisible. March had a couple moments. Again, not really much. Like Brighton really were easy on the eye, especially on possession. They were getting the ball back, very intense, moving the ball around, very nice. But they weren't doing a whole lot with it. We were hoofing it up and whatnot. But sometimes we were actually doing some really nice stuff. And, I don't think you can argue, especially that second goal. That second goal was the best chance of the game. That second goal that we ended up scoring. That was the best chance of the game. And we capitalized on it. Like, Brighton never had a chance with that high of quality as we did. So I think, it wasn't that... Maybe Brighton did deserve that penalty and at least get a draw, but it wasn't like we completely got some smash and grab victory like we have before. And, that's what my take on it.
Do you think that our subs today had a more positive impact on us than Brighton's had on theirs?
I couldn't tell you who Brighton really even subbed on. They were just so. Everyone was. Their game never changed. I didn't really. I never saw someone and say, "Whoa, this is good." Like those, they brought this person on. Like I remember they brought Mitoma on against us maybe last season, was it? At some point, and he really did change the game a little bit. Was dribbling in, looking more dangerous. Like Brighton have made better subs against us before, but this time they really didn't change the game. But we brought on. Rasta Danjuma, and Danjuma really made us way more dangerous going forward, and it kind of acted like a gravity for the defenders, and opened up the space for Kane, who was really dropping in deep a lot more than he's done under Conte. We'd be having Poro right across, and I'm seeing Kane like on the half circle, in the box, and it's just a little. I don't understand it, but. The other day ended up working because Danjuma was way higher than him, attracted a couple of defenders, and King comes in and fucking bangs it in, and we take that. I think Danjuma especially was a fantastic sub, but Sarr really, I think for Skip was a smart substitution. He was putting the work rate in. I wasn't super impressed by Tanganga. He wasn't really the defensively solid like I think he was supposed to be. March did get past him a little bit, but I mean. No goals conceded, and March did really go down that one time. I don't think that was a foul. I don't think anybody thought it was a foul. So it did his job. But yeah, I think our subs were much better used than we've seen under Conte and Stellini because Mason wasn't really afraid to change the game. That's what I really liked about him.
Interesting. In terms of the top four race, Ariane, did today convince you that we can, there was a step in the right direction, or you still need some more convincing, after the last 2 weeks?
I think there's two things. First of all, it's not in our hands. We're behind. It's not really in our hands whether or not we take top four, because even if we beat Newcastle and Man United both, they still have a game in hand, and we'd be equal on points. So it's not in our hands. And second of all, I honestly don't care. Like, for me, I'm kind of sick of making up the numbers in the Champions League. I'd honestly rather go into a competition like the Euro. Like, not rather, but, I wouldn't be against going into the Europa League where we have a chance. You know what I mean? It's not, for me, I've just gotten so much past the point of caring about Champions League. If we had a genuine chance of winning the Champions League, I'd, of course, be loving to be in there. But scraping the Champions League and getting knocked out in the quarterfinals of the round of 16 if we're lucky is just... I'm not interested in that, because all it does is...
We've never made it past the quarters in the Europa League. At least we made it to a CL final.
We've never made it past the quarters in the Europa League? We won the first Europa League.
No, okay, fine. That in history, as UEFA Cup, I'm saying Europa League.
Under Levy.
Under Levy.
Yeah, under Levy, yeah, sure. But my point is, we still have a better chance of winning the Europa League and the Champions League. I think that's pretty easy to grasp that. I just don't care. That's my point. The Champions League money is something. It's here and there. It's all a big myth, right? We will spend the exact same amount, which is a normal whatever amount in the summer, whether or not we qualify. And the Europa League money isn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I just don't really care. To answer your question directly, I do need more convincing, because especially when we have games like Newcastle, United, and Liverpool. But I just don't care. That's honestly, I'm not super concerned. I just want to I'm taking the season as, let's at least get into not Conference League. I'd really just 8th or 6th or 4th, right? I don't want to finish in the Conference League again. That's such a waste of time. I don't want to go into the UCL where we're really not going to win, not going to try to win, derail our season with injuries and fatigue and stuff where everybody knows it's a waste of time and our time, the players' time, the coaches' time. I'd much rather focus on the league or on a Europa League Cup than on something that we're just making up the numbers and we're just some dud that is, I don't want to be the team that people want to draw. I don't want Bayern Munich being like, I want to get Spurs. That's just not the kind of team I want to be. Do you know what I mean? That's just
makes sense.
Doesn't make me feel proud of supporting my club. I'd rather be in the Europa League where we have a chance, or just not at all, where we can actually focus on getting a better finish, building the team, a little bit like Arsenal have. like last season and this season, where now that they're knocked out, they can only focus on the league, and that might have been to their benefit. I mean, I guess we'll see at the end of the season, but everything that's happened last season has now worked out in their benefit. They can rotate in the Europa League. They're playing people like Fabio Vieira and Nketiah and all these names in the group stages and the early knockouts because they can get away with it. And look at how much they've been able to focus on the league. We had to rotate so much in the midweek and all that, and we've had so many injuries this season. Maybe if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have such a shit situation this season. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to make up the numbers anymore. I just don't care about top four. I'd rather have something that we could hope for, whether it's focusing on the league or Europa League. I just don't care for top four. I really don't.
All right, Ariane, lovely to see you, my friend. Good to
Lovely
chat to you
to
as
see you,
always.
all you guys.
Safe journey home, or if you have got home already, then safe going inside. I'll see you very, very soon.
All right, and as always, come on, you Spurs!
Come on,
you Spurs.
come on. Big up, Ariane. Big up to him. Let's get Elias on. Step up, Spurs. Big up, Elias. How you doing, my friend? You all right?
Finally, Spurs stepped it up.
They did. The
Yes.
first time since you have that name, I think they stepped up.
Hey,
I think
Elias,
so they
before you
have- they have
start,
won
what,
a couple of times.
Elias, what did I tell you the other day? I said we'd win today, and I was right.
Yes, you're right. By the way, there's another guy who actually said that Spurs, Brighton is gonna trash Spurs, and we are gonna lose. And that guy just left from here. Ariane was on my stream last week, and he was like, "Brighton is gonna trash Spurs. They're such a good team." And now he's saying that, "Oh, he said that we will win." Wow, I'm so surprised. And there are a lot of things that I wanted to say from what Ariane told me last week, and we'll go along with the discussion. But yeah, I think in my opinion, I think we were lucky to escape with that game because I think the Mitoma goal should not have been disallowed, in my opinion, because it wasn't a handball, because according to the rules it was firstly off the sleeve, and then also because when it touches you on that side, it's because you have to avoid the offside as well. So I think it was a good touch. It wasn't a handball. So I think that goal shouldn't have been disallowed, and that also I think those guys were robbed of that penalty as well. And I don't think we deserved to win, but in the end, we won. Yes, I'm happy that yes we won, but I don't think we deserve to win because I think Brighton are clearly robbed in a way.
So man of the match was the referee. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, man of the match was the referee, in my opinion.
Elias, apart from those two decisions, though, were Brighton threatening us as you expected? Was you expecting a bit more from them, or did you think we handled it quite well?
I think we handled it well. We handled the pressure quite well. One thing I liked today in the game was that we were playing quite a lot of long balls. We were trying to create quite many chances from the long balls. That was a positive thing to see. Whether we picked up the idea from Sean Dyche, I don't know. Maybe Sean Dyche proved a bit positive from the other end. Like could see Kulusevski making quite good runs, could see Kane making quite good runs, and I think Langley was quite good today as well. I must say that he was playing quite a few of the big balls, long balls from the back. Eric Dyer as well. Defensively, I don't think we improved. We didn't do anything very well, but overall those were some of the things that were positive. Like the long balls were really good, in my opinion. I want to say that Ariane was pretty much contradicting himself on a lot of things he said earlier. Somebody pointed out in the chat as well.
Why? What was contradictory?
Yeah, the other one was that he actually told me that Brighton are such a good team. De Zerbi's football is so good football, and now he just texted me. No, I was pretty confident that we are going to win. He just texted me on Twitter, by the way. That as much as I picked up Brighton, my friend, I can promise I was generally super confident today.
But as you agree, we did get away with one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did get away with it. We did get away with it in a way, but I don't think Brighton were that good as well. Like, let's say if you get away with it, it's just luck in a way. But I think we played a decent game. You can't say that Brighton were really dominating the game as well. To a certain extent, yes, they had the possession stats towards them. They also had the shots on target. I think they had more shots than us as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they trashed us. I don't think like they played that particular football that was very attacking or in a way very good. They were decent in my opinion, but not to a certain extent when people will say that Brighton or trash us or they're like the better team and that they have been than us this season. They have been kind of good this season, but I don't think they are a better team than Spurs at this point. In my opinion, um, yeah, not at the moment. Like, they are just sticking well together. On overall, I think we are still kind of ahead of them to a certain extent. They are not a better team, in my opinion. We are just playing badly at this point. Um, yeah, that's
I
what
would
I feel.
argue they are a better team, but we have the better players. That's what I would argue at the moment.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think that
I
that
agree with you.
quality made the difference, didn't it, today?
Exactly. We have better personnel, but they have that element of connecting the dots, and they are sticking well. But we have better players. They are not a better team than us. They are just playing better than us to a certain extent.
So for you, after the Southampton and Everton debacles over the last couple of weeks, was this a step in the right direction, or do you still need a bit more convincing to say, look, we can really challenge Newcastle, Man United for that top four?
It will be interesting to see what happens. I don't think it's a step in the right direction. I think as I said, that we are lucky to go away with this game. In my opinion, although like I said, that Brighton were not that great, we are still lucky, because if those two goals would have even, I think Brighton would have converted that particular penalty, and then Mitoma goal. I think that was a good run from Mitoma as well, and that was a good goal that he scored, and that should have been given. This is something that I just want to say to all the Spurs fans, that let's not celebrate it. We would definitely celebrate it, but let's not be like that. Okay, we don't care, or we don't bother with this kind of thing, because Spurs, if it can happen to Brighton, it can also happen to Spurs. So I think we should actually, as a football fan base, in terms of for the better of football, I think we should voice out as well that we are in Premier League is in shambles. They are not good, and I think we are should be a bit more transparent about things, because this is not good for football as a sport, in my opinion. Like, I hardly say these kind of things, but this is not good for football as a sport. We should be doing better. But somehow I think we somehow always win these games as well, right? When we are kind of like the underdogs. Haven't you guys noticed that trend as well?
It's
I mean,
when it's when you give up hope totally, Elias. That's when we
yeah.
That's when we
Maybe
win.
we should always give up hope, right?
Especially
Correct.
Sim, because
Yeah.
he
Is it
had
me
no
or
hope
these
today.
guys?
I
have
had
gone
no
off.
hope today. And to be fair, for me, from the way the game went, the way we played, I thought I called the game spot on. We just got lucky because those decisions went our way. But are we going to get top four, Elias? Based on today?
Tough fun to say. Tough fun to say. By the way, I wanted to add on another thing before we go on top focus. I don't think Danjuma was a super sub, by the way, guys. For those of you who are bigging up Danjuma and all that, Danjuma was not a super sub. He didn't make any impact on the game. I can prove it with stats. He didn't have any good stats. He didn't do anything. So stop saying that Danjuma was a super
But-
sub and Danjuma played very well.
But
He
Elias,
didn't do anything.
do you think his pace then actually opened up the game for the rest of the players? Where
No. He
not
was
at
just
all.
lucky. He's just a bang average player, like Mr. Box Office would say. He's just a bang average player.
I don't think Danjuma did much, to be honest, on the ball. But what he did do for the goal anyway was he added that bit more intensity when it came to the pressing. And I did think that led to Brighton giving away the ball for the goal that we did score, and it allowed us to hit them on a quick transition. But I do agree, other than that, he didn't really do much.
He was not a super sub, like you can say that. Yeah, maybe a certain thing that he did, one or two good things, which anybody can do. I think on given a chance.
Yeah, he's just a quick player. So when he presses, it's going to be harder for the opposition because he's faster than the player
Exactly.
he came on for.
Exactly. So he has that element. By the way, on that, I think at the moment he is still bad, but who knows? In future he can be better. Bang average players can become better players as well, but I don't think now the KPV Danjuma
But
was not a super sub.
we're live. So we're basing this on what? 8 minutes against Preston, 15 minutes today. Like, he literally hasn't had a good run, has he?
But previously as well, he hasn't been that great player. I mean, he's an average player in my opinion, but he can be better. He can be better. Everybody has that potential to become better. Everybody has that room to become. Who knows? He can get better. I don't know. But at the moment, he has been bang average in my opinion.
So we're going to get top four, Elias, based on today?
It will be interesting to see. Possible things can go in our way. Let's see. Let's see if we now hire a new manager, since Stellini has a red card as well. It would be interesting to see if we will get a new manager next week, or we'll have to wait another 70 days or 80 days to get another manager. It will be interesting to see. By the way, another thing I want to add on to all those fans who say that Spurs that protests have a negative impact on the players. Today we had a protest and we won the game, by the way. And the last three protests, actually, when there was a protest, we won the game. So it's not true. That narrative is kind of like a fallacy, by the way.
Interesting. All right, Elias, good to see you, my friend. Always good to chat to you.
Good to see you guys.
And,
And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, we'll see you in a bit.
Spurs.
All right, there was Elias talking about today's game, and another person who wants to come on and talk about today's game is KPV.
Hello again. Back
Go on,
again.
Carl. How you
Back
doing, Carl?
again.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
What did you think of the game today?
I'm going to disagree with what you said. We deserved the win, Tim, man. It was a handball, so you keep saying shit again, Tim. So,
Tell him, KPV. You tell him.
Bang. Chat shit, get banged, Tim. Like,
Do you know
not
the rules?
handball,
Do you
man.
know the rules, Carl?
I know the rules, you don't. So
Oh,
you don't know.
Jeez.
That's what we need to tell him. That's why it weren't given, because he don't know the rules.
He even predicted Everton were going to beat us 1-0. He predicted the Prem last week. So
Yeah, they should have.
another excuse from Tim. He will never
We should have lost the last two
games.
games. We should have lost the last two games.
Nah, Tim, chat shit again, mate. You're just you're just like in 2016, mate. Like someone
What
wanted
happened in
us to lose.
2016?
You're just like in 2016 when a friend of mine called George Perry wanted us to lose to Palace in the FA Cup so we could win the Barclays Premier League. But look at how that turned out.
Oh,
How the-
George Perry, hang your head in shame.
because he wanted us to lose to Palace in the FA Cup so we
I
could.
know. 7
focus-
years on, and you'll never forget that. You'll never forget that.
I know him from football because I go there a lot. But look how that turned out. Hazard scored a stunning goal. And if he hadn't have scored, we would have won the league. But because of Mark Clanberg giving 9 yellow cards in a game, fam. Like, less of
That's all
that.
down to George Perry, isn't it?
My mate is a Spurs fan and he's been to every game. But thank God I didn't go today because we were still going to win. So you better not be predicting a loss against Bournemouth because they...
Bournemouth, we'll see. We'll see about
Well,
Bournemouth.
we're still going to smack them up. And before people talk about Newcastle, in the word of expression, we've actually won 4 times. The last time we lost at those lot was 2016, a battering 5-1. But so I have a feeling we'll go there and win. So, but I know those lot just won today. We're only 3 points behind. But Man United have got to come to our ground. But we're still going to beat Man United because, like, we still got to go to Anfield and play Liverpool. That's just in 3 weeks, and we need a win there. Like, we need a win. Kane and Son always score against Liverpool. So, what we're going to do in these 3 games, like anyone, we don't want to lose these 3 because then we'll probably just be. We could be 8th in those 3 games if we don't win. Like, which game are we going to at least win, people? At least tell me which game we're going to win. Like, pick out the 3. Which game do you want us to win in? Pick.
All of them.
all of them,
All the
KPV.
game, all of them.
We don't want Spurs to lose.
I don't want to pick.
Then
Wow.
win those 3, and then we'll be at least 3rd or something. We'll still be 12 points ahead of Newcastle, Man United. We'll win those 3, and
Why are you calling Newcastle? I think maybe
Newcastle,
just
man.
stick to Newcastle. I think. Stick
No,
to
man.
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah, I think so.
Expressions calls them.
I don't know why he would call them that, but
Because we're watching your match day vlog and Newcastle and
I don't know about that, Carl. I think it's better off. I think it's better for everyone if you use a different term. But Carl, tell me who was your man of the match today?
is this even a question? Harry Clarsey, like Brighton are now the 9th team. He's now got double figures again, and 206 Premier League goals. He's only 3 behind Rooney, but he needs to score 4 to break it. 210 would be nice to at least go ahead of. So if Harry can score at least in the next 3 games, then he'll be ahead. But he's only 3 behind, so Harry needs to score 4 goals, mate, against Bournemouth. Then you'll go ahead. Like the last game he scored 4 was Leicester, mate, and that was when we finished second to Chelsea 2017. So 4 goals against Bournemouth because he always scores against them would be nice. So Bournemouth are coming to our house. We are still going to batter them because Sissoko actually scored the winner when Son got that solo goal against Burnley. And congrats to Burnley, by the way, people. Round of applause for Burnley, people. Burnley are back. But
Congrats.
yeah, and I want to say rest in peace to Paul from S Club 7, who people may have heard the shocking news yesterday. So
Carl, in honor of him, what's your favourite S Club song?
That's a very great question. What
Oh
is
my
it?
God, you're asking? I think people have to guess my favourite.
No, you have to tell us. You have to tell us, Carl.
Yeah.
Come on, what's your
Oh,
favourite S Club 7 song?
Yeah,
No, not only do I want you to tell us, I need you to sing it for
yeah,
us.
sing it. We
I
don't want
can't
you to tell us.
sing, mate, because we can't sing, fella. But I can tell you one, and
Go on.
Don't Stop Moving, man, because that's the song I like. And
How does it go?
Don't Stop Moving, man. Come on. Like, but I prefer Tina from S Club 7. She's fit. Tina.
All right, Carl. All right. I've had enough of that, I think. But appreciate you, Carl.
And yeah, and anyway, great win today, but Bournemouth and the next few, so we can win. And top 4, I hope we can, but I'm not going to say yet because you never know what can happen the next 3 games after this Bournemouth game. But if we can win 4, then what's not to love? But I'd love us to win all 4 games, and that will confirm top 4. But don't get hopes up yet, people, because... And what's the score in the City game, people?
Still 0-0, Carl. Still 0-0. But look, it was lovely to talk to you as always, mate.
I'll see you again.
Lovely to see you. We'll see you very soon.
I'll see you at the Bournemouth game.
We'll see you at the Bournemouth game, I'm sure.
And as always, Levy sucks.
Damn right. That was KPV, as always, with the entertainment. Rambro says, KPV's stream of consciousness should be studied by scholars. I would like to see that study, to be fair. That might be quite interesting. And is there no one else? That's it. No one else is there? I'll give people a few more minutes to come and join if they want to have their say on the Brighton game today. But if they don't join the next few minutes, I guess we'll have to leave it there. And City is still 0-0 at the moment. 5 minutes to go until half time. And I hope it doesn't stay like that because we need them to be getting a result, let's be honest. Haaland has just missed a big opportunity. Let me see if I can get... One sec. Let me see if I can get someone to come on.
But yeah, with the games we've got left now.
But I'm surprised. I'm surprised, to be honest. A lot of people, apart from Elias, a lot of people aren't thinking maybe how lucky we did get today.
Yeah, no, but that's what a win proves confidence, doesn't it? Like you kind of forget all your problems when you win.
Yeah, true. So you get the win. It's like, it doesn't matter because for me, I really did feel like they did dominate possession. They did have some good, they hit the post as well. Lloris made some really good saves. It wasn't even, they had the penalty they didn't get. There was also some 50-50 penalties they could have gotten as well, which could have gone either way. And you don't even factor them in because there's just as likely to be not given than given. And so we got lucky in those ones as well. I did feel like we did just kind of ride our luck today and get away with it.
No, we definitely rode our luck today, and you can't take that away from how it all went. Like VAR, that's the only word we can say. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I think Ross said it, or one of the guys said it wasn't a good advert for the Premier League. You need things to be fair and everything like that. And that today, you kind of go, it wasn't fair, it wasn't great, and it wasn't great officiating. And that's key right now, is the officiating is so poor. And yes, we've benefited from it. But if I was Brighton right now and I'm De Zerbi, I'm sitting there going, well, what else do you want me to do? My team's gone out there, they've done exactly what I've told them to do. They should have had a penalty. We should have had a penalty, and that we had a goal wrongly. Right? Yeah. I know, but as Ariane said, he didn't think it was handball. So you are going to get 50-50 on that. So it's going to happen.
I think he's the only one who didn't think it was handball. We've got, we do have someone calling in. We've got Rambro calling in. Big up to you, mate. How you doing? You all right?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. Do you mind muting the commentary for, I think you're watching the game on the TV, are you?
Right. Yeah, hold on a sec. You got it.
There you go, lovely. Cheers, mate. Look, today we got the victory in the end. It was a hard-fought victory, but we definitely rode our luck with the key refereeing decisions. But how did you see the game?
It was tough to watch. It really was. The loose passing, the loose control, just the technical stuff on our team. It's like, can these guys actually play football? Because I mean, I kept walking. No, I'm not walking because I've actually done my knee in. About a month ago, I fell down some stairs.
Oh, hope you're all right.
And yeah, I had to have surgery on my knee. I ruptured a quad tendon. Basically, tore it right from the knee cap. So they reattached it, and I'm recovering.
Is this why our defence has been so shoddy?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, well, sorry, just before you carry on, Man City have just taken the lead at St. Mary's. Erling Haaland with the goal.
Yeah,
so
before that game started, I said, the Premier League might see its first double hat-trick, but they've been pretty slow to begin with. Anyway, back to our game. We got lucky. We got some calls that went for us. Actually, probably more than the average for one game. We also had calls that didn't go for us too. I mean, they fouled a lot. Question I asked in the chat was, what did Stellini do to get his red card?
He didn't do anything. What he did was he failed to control his bench. That was the official reason for the red card. So it was quite an odd situation, but that's what they gave it for.
Okay.
Welcome to the Premier League, as they say.
Okay. Yeah. Two brilliant goals by Son and Kane. I don't really have a man of the match. It's got to be those two. I mean, they could share that one. And what else? Top four? I don't think so. We've got a little bit of control of it in our hands, but I think the games in hand and the run-ins for the teams that can beat us to it, which basically is Newcastle and Man United, they've got the upper hand. Now, if we beat Newcastle, that'll make it interesting. If we beat Man United, that'll make it even more interesting. But I think we might beat Man United, but if he ever sees this, he'll be ready to kill me. But I think we more likely would beat Man United at home than beat Newcastle away.
I agree with you, especially with Rashford potentially injured now as well, because he pulled up today, and he's just so crucial to how they play. But tell me what you thought of the key refereeing decisions today: the handball, the penalty, they had 2 goals ruled out for handball. They had 1 penalty. What did you think of those decisions?
I think the biggest miss by the refs was the penalty. The first handball, it could go either way. I personally thought it was handball.
Interesting.
I thought it was handball. The second one, I don't even remember that one.
The second one they scored a second goal, didn't they? With Lloris went under Lloris, didn't it? And then,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, handball. Handball. It's again. It's in our favour. I'll take it. But yeah, it wasn't a great showing by us. I think if Brighton had, a striker, I want to say better strikers, but if they had a striker, we could have been in a big boatload of trouble. Because they kept the ball well. They just seemed to know who to pass to next to get out of any tight squeeze we might put on them. And but we didn't. We give it to the wrong player, or we pass it to them, and it was horrible.
Rambro, do you think that our tactics actually played into a part where Brighton couldn't take the shots off? Where when you saw them against Brentford last week, they did exactly the same, but Brentford allowed them to have chances. But where we today would probably say, like we said, if they had a decent striker, they would have probably finished them. But actually, it was down to our tactics was the reason why they weren't putting them away, because we were making sure they weren't clear cut.
Yeah, well, you can definitely look at it that way, but you can also say that they had chances and just even half chances, but just didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Because they played through us quite easily for the most part, and then we sort of last ditched them at the end and blocked them off, or made them change their mind against shooting, which is a good tactical thing, I guess. But oh, look, I spelt my own name wrong. I'm
gonna call that an Eric Dyer moment.
Hey, listen, I'm old, so I have got excuses. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, we were all right, but just I don't know. Going forward, it's not going to be. Well, then again, Brighton are a much better team than we used to see. We used to do good against teams like Brighton and teams that like to play open football because we would hit them on the break. We don't have all that much. We don't have that much speed anymore for the break, although we still do some pretty effective quick breaks when the chance arises or the chances arise. But I don't know. We're not. I don't know who we're good against anymore as far as the way the other.
Great question. That is a great question.
Manchester City at home, and that's it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Rambro, based on today's performance, do you feel like we can still get top four?
No.
All right then.
we got to get better.
Shooting us down.
No, I mean it's maybe it's just for the years of knowing how we are and not setting myself up for the disappointment. So I'm going to go with no.
I don't blame you. I kind of agree. I still think we have a lot of improving to do if we're going to catch up with the Newcastle and Man United, especially Newcastle, who are on a roll at the moment, 5 wins in a row, and they're beating some really good teams as well. So it's going to be difficult for us to catch them. But based on today, I can't see us going to St. James's and winning. I can't see us winning at home to Man United. I can't see us going to Anfield and getting a result because I just don't feel like we're playing well enough at the moment. That's the problem. The thing is, our forward line can always provide the moments of magic they did today, the way Kane and Son did, but our back line is just still as brittle as ever, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's the problem. But Rambro, great to speak to you, my friend. Thanks for coming on. Cheers for calling in.
Always.
And speak to you very soon.
And you guys did a good job on the whatchamacallit.
I appreciate you.
I'll give Sim all the credit for that.
Appreciate you, Rambro. Big up.
Cheers.
Thank
Come on,
you.
you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
All right, and I think that'll be it for today then. That was the 2-1 win against Brighton today. I want to thank Marlon for being with me
thanks
throughout
for
the
having
whole
me.
day. Thank you for coming in. Go and subscribe to Marlon. Do you want to tell people where to find you?
Yeah, A View from the South Stand TV or at Southview COYS if you want to type that into YouTube. Yeah, we do match reactions. We started doing some other shows as well now that we're getting more subscribers. But yeah, we kind of try and get everyone on. There's 3 of us that host it now, so yeah, you will always get a different perspective on the host as well. And actually, we all have 3 different opinions, which is quite funny.
Fantastic.
But thanks for having me on today, and and thanks to everyone who's come on in the phone calls as well. You've been brilliant, and make sure you please like and subscribe to We Are Tottenham TV. What a channel the boys have.
Big up, big up. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Another 3 points for Tottenham, but lucky this time. Maybe we won't be so lucky next time, but like, subscribe and comment, and come on you Spurs.